Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Question. What are you searching for? And I don't mean doing a Google search. I'm talking about life in general. What are you looking for? We're going to talk about that today. Might have an epiphany, might get you on a better path to finding what you're looking for. I just got a download of music. You too still haven't found what I'm looking for. I guess that's the maybe the theme. And I think this is going to include music today as we talk about this. He is a healer, an intuitive, a life coach. He's an acupuncturist and so much more. And he runs deep, and I love that about him. Our professional of the year, Chris DiStefano, is back with us. How you doing today?
Doing great, thank you. How about you, Steve?
I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Do you believe that, and the people that you work with and just life in general, do you feel that we're always looking? Even though we may think that, things are okay, I'm in a good place, but there's a piece of us that's always still searching, always still looking for something, whatever it is.
When that piece falls away, it's called peace. It's called freedom. So almost all of us, most of the time, because that piece there is something missing. I am incomplete. That itself is a false belief. It's based on what we've been conditioned into and taught and everything else. We've discussed this before. It's like a video game. We set ourselves up with disadvantages at the beginning in order to create more challenge and therefore growth over the course of the process. So what are we looking for? We're really looking for ourselves, because we're playing a character. I've started recently for fun, being like, Chris is doing this, Chris is doing that, switching it over, because I read somewhere, and I remember this with my kids, early childhood development, the kid will frequently refer to himself in the third person. In coaching, high level stuff, when we're doing it, we want to switch into the third person view. So if I want to see right there, I said I. So I has a stickiness, a persistence, and an attachment to it, where if Chris wants to, now I'm referring to an avatar or a character. There's not the attachment. That's like me saying, Steve, you should exercise more. That's a lot easier than me saying, hey, I need to get out and do, because now there's the stickiness and the resistance.
Oh, we're going to go deep today.
I am so sorry.
Okay. Oh, no, I love it. And my head is swirling. Okay. What is the benefit from disconnecting? Because it almost sounds like you're disconnecting from yourself instead of saying, I need to work out today, or to say, Steve needs to work out today.
Exactly. When you do it, just feel it. Like, I am angry or Chris is angry. Right there, if I say I am angry, I'm casting that this entire being is a field of anger. Chris is angry is implying that a character in the field, because the true I is inner and outer. There is no line that's drawn. The world is reflective of me, is reflective of the world. That's getting a little far out there. By the way, Roy Harper sang Have a Cigar, never got credit for it, and Pink Floyd never gave him royalties.
Oh, you mentioned that before we get started here. Okay, so Have a Cigar.
He was in the studio, and they could not make it sound right, so they pulled him in. Anyway.
What was his last name? What was his last name?
Roy Harper. Hats off to Roy Harper. You see the whole thing.
Yes.
And that's the only way that I know him. So anyway, that's.
Wow. Well, and I know the name, but I never knew that he did not sing it.
The true irony is that song is about how sleazy the music industry is. And Pink Floyd acted out the sleaze themselves on the artists that came in. That was their friend that came in to help them.
How ironic, though, that somebody else sang it when the song is about the sleaziness in the music industry then and now, whatever, that they didn't sing it. I found that.
And then they backstabbed him just in form of the whole music industry.
By not giving him credit.
Or, money, credit. He's not on the album. This is an obscure fact.
Wow.
And that actually comes down to the biggest thing is we want to be coming from that place of authenticity. When we're coming from a place of conflict, where the scarcity mind, which believes that we are just the material. So that would be I, as this whole thing, is run on fear. So I'm about to take you into a rabbit hole, and you could say, stop me. All right. But here's the deal. So I dove into the mythology of the Book of Creation. Adam and Eve are in the Garden of Eden, and everything is provided. They're in a world of abundance, right? We agree on that?
Sure.
They're in the state of abundance. Then the serpent or whatever tells Eve to eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Now, as we've already discussed, we have three consciousnesses primary. That's going to be left side of the brain, right side of the brain, body, or we could call it mind, heart, body. It's going to be whichever way you slice it. The left side, the rational, is the only side of creating the disconnect. The disconnect is an artificial. It's also the only intelligence capable of lying. The other two can't lie. So it creates the illusion that we're separate. And then it gives us rational explanations on why. And it has fear because there's separateness. You can't have fear if there's not separateness. The body has survival fear, but this is a more existential fear. So that cast us out of the place of abundance and into the place of scarcity because we apparently lost our connection to our creator. And so when we find out who we are, then we're back in abundance. We're back in peace. The fear itself falls away. And a lot of that is done through the body, which we've neglected in almost every spiritual thing. So everyone's looking in the wrong places. Everyone's looking outside. Everyone's looking for a guru to give them an answer. They're not looking at their body. They're not looking at themselves. They're not doing that work. They're not listening to their heart. Now, how do I listen to my heart if it's only whispering and my mind is screaming? Start integrating into your body. It's a middleman.
All right, I'm in the rabbit hole, and I'm holding on to the sides now before I go any deeper, because I want to ask you a few questions regarding this.
Yes.
When somebody is,
that's a lot.
it is, but it's very profound and interesting, and therein lies the answer for many of us, if not all of us, what we're looking for. So, I want to reflect back on something you said, the Garden of Eden, and the three separate parts of the mind. When somebody's not truthful, they're lying. That's one of the three parts. Yes. Are they disconnected in some regard from the total sum when they're not being truthful? In order to do that, in order to be deceitful, not truthful, it's they've disconnected for that. Could be a moment, could be many moments, whatever it might be.
I'll be frank with you. 99 point many nines, including myself, are in the state of deceit, working to find our way out, getting to greater clarity. We are
deceiving ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Because we don't know the answer.
I'm trying to undo the belief that was instilled by eating the fruit from the separateness, the fear, all of that. As we fall farther in the truth, that falls away.
And you said at the start today, when we're not searching anymore, that is peace. Now,
exactly.
And I get that. And that like crystallizes. Can you have moments of peace in life where you're just, I'm just taking it easy today. I'm in a good state. How is that possible if we're always looking?
So part of what Chris has been up to is reality transurfing. This new book is only in Russian, and it's phenomenal. So I translated it with Google Translate. It's a lot of high level stuff, nutrition, exercise, and it's really, this is in the original book. There's a beginning of more focus to what's called outer intent. Outer intent is what's frequently referred to as manifestation. It's creating that openness, that intent, and letting go and understanding that the world is as much a part of me as this body. And it's a letting go of that forcing. Force pushes it all away. Force strengthens the fears. And when we let go and trust, as we fall in to that place of peace, where we're not seeking, where we just know who we are, what we are. See, manifestation's a trap. because most people, and this is funny because the author of the book paid lip service to shadow work, and in the newest book he's like, you have to do the shadow work, because all the books up until now he's like, this is a manifestation system, this is a reality control system, not a spiritual system. And this book he's like, this is a spiritual system, because it's unavoidable. While we're harboring the false beliefs, we will continue to manifest. If you, let's say you want to manifest a car and the car comes into your life, but you hold false beliefs, the car is going to come into your life because let's say someone smashes into your car, throws your whole family in the hospital, and the insurance payout gets you the car. You see what I mean? It's going to give you the positive and the negative while you're still holding them both. So it's so about clearing. What are we looking for? You're not looking for a car. You're looking to feel complete. You're looking to feel whole. And
Okay, wait. When we manifest something,
Mhm.
is it we're just looking for the feeling? It doesn't necessarily mean I gotta have the big house, on the hill, or the car, the Ferrari. It's the feeling that you get from those things. Is that really what it's all about?
Neville Goddard, I heard the most wonderful recording of his the other day, and it might have been AI, it might not. And he's like, the prayer is not the words coming from your lips. The prayer is the words coming from your heart.
Art.
As a man thinketh is not about the head. It's about as a man thinketh in his heart. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, and it's often been said, if not always, if you are going to manifest something, vision board on the wall right now, for Steve, that you need to feel those things you want or you deserve.
And that's why none of my vision boards worked, because where I was, oh, you cut some things out, you stick them on a piece of paper, put it somewhere, and all of a sudden, a year later, you're like, oh my God, I got everything. No, not unless you're in that resonance, and I wasn't. So it's kind of like, so I'm still in this class. It's hysterical, the fact that like I go because I love going. I've finished the class about 15 times already. So mental health coaching is parts work. And yesterday there was a conflict, so it was just me and my instructor, and we were just chatting, and I actually was working with her on some stuff. And she laughs because I'm like, I do it all wrong. And she's like, no, you do it your way and you do really well. I'm like, but the fact is, I don't process the same way. And I'm saying this for anyone out there who feels like they're doing it wrong. Because she's like, you actually do super awesome. And I can fake it and do it the right way. This is actually going to regression also. It's the way I process is so different. I will never have the experience that I give other people because of the way I process. So I have to just trust that it works. And that's really what we all have to start doing more and more in our system. Find where our faith is and do what feels right. And the body will tell me. I will feel a resonance when I'm helping a person. And I know to keep going from there. Learning to trust myself, learning to trust the body, learning to trust the intelligence. Chris has to be present and open. And then we get that flow. That's what we're looking for all the time, is that flow state. That's what you're talking about with that moment of peace. Because I may be lying to myself all the time, but I get up and I start doing an extreme sport like mountain climbing, all the lies shut down because I have to be fully present. That's why extreme sports are very popular. Or even running, where I go into the runner zone, where all of a sudden all those thoughts go away and my body is open and free. The question is, how do we carry that through the other 23 hours?
Steve has a question about manifestation.
Oh, we're back to this. Yes.
Let's say that you're manifesting something, vision board, whatever it is, and we're going to call it a widget. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a widget. We'll just give it a name. Okay. You want it. You think you deserve it, right? It hasn't come about yet. And maybe you're not 100% sure what it should be, because it's been said also that the universe is going to bring what you should be getting. You might have a vision of a green widget, but maybe the universe might bring you a red widget. But you're not even 100% sure. I'm thinking that your heart is not 100% into it. It's never going to happen. Would that be true?
Hmm. There's no absolutes. I feel like you're right mostly. One of the strangest things I manifested was studying acupuncture. Back then, I was
Hmm.
working in computers. I didn't think there's any way to be able to. I remember going outside with my coffee while I was at work and being like, oh, I don't see how this is ever going to work. I remember having all of those thoughts. It was actually a really odd way to have it manifest. It was just a strong consciousness thing. And then within a year, I'd lost that job, got a job in the city, blah, 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 and I was in school. So that I had no idea how it would happen, but there was such a strong desire and resonance for that to happen. That was my path. So I don't know if where do I end and God begins doesn't matter. I know that that was a strong resonance in my heart. I don't know who put it there, but that may have been sort of an echo. That would have been a ripple before the stone was thrown.
Hmm.
And that's why I can't give you a certain answer because there is no certain answer.
Well, there's no absolute. Yeah, every situation is
But I
different.
do agree with you. And it doesn't always have to be like, maybe I really just want a dog, and I trust that whatever dog comes into my life just walks up to my doorstep is going to be the one that's appropriate for me. And
Like,
that's a different kind of trust.
let's say you're going to start a business. You're thinking that, you have all this experience and here's a business idea, and maybe it's not fleshed out, but I've
Yeah.
often heard, don't worry about it. Just manifest it, something connected to whatever your profession is. You feel that, you start a business, and you just throw it out there. And you believe that you have something to offer the world and it's genuine, but you're not even sure how it's going to show up.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That's a great question. As long as see the most critical component for that, if you've done it before, then it's definitely going to work. If you haven't, you may self-sabotage with fear, doubt, false belief, and clouding it. And I was working with a guy the other day, and he was telling, he's working with me, and he's like, "Are you still holding the belief that it takes hard work to be rewarded?
Mm,
Where are you still holding that false belief? Because in abundance, it is a waterfall. It's not mining like in a video game where you have to sit there at the fishing pond for 45 minutes just to get
yes.
a shield.
Yep.
So the shield is waiting, is just look behind the bush, it's right there.
Yes. And we have that belief, and it's for many of us, depending on your age, instilled by our parents. That came
And
and that.
society, do not like, you can't undersell society. The purpose, it's amazing. I just read this the other day. 75% of advertising for the news is pharmaceutical companies. It's not so you see their ad for Viagra. It's so you hear the stories that normalize the belief systems that help them to prosper. So the programming that we see on TV normalizes our beliefs and behaviors. This is how people are and how people behave. It also normalizes illness and us not healing and us having to do whatever has to be done in order to keep the status quo. It's part of the game. It really makes it more fascinating.
Hmm. If we were to recap today, and I want to
Oh,
share
God.
something with you in a moment, what would be the three key points?
Roy Harper got hosed.
Okay, outside of that was a side note. Okay.
Three key points is feel it in your heart. You already have the answer. Any problem that's created, the answer is simultaneously created if you look inside. Um, and
Refer
start
to
to
yourself in
see
the third person.
start to draw that distinction between the character, the avatar, and your total self. Don't let so a person cuts me off in traffic, or a person cuts Chris off in traffic. There's a different stickiness to the emotional of that. That that technique is it's pretty advanced, believe it or not. So it might not resonate. Okay, fine. Here's a good one. Take care of your freaking body. It'll take care of you. And that's a high level spiritual right there, in addition to everything else. Do not let spiritual people tell you otherwise. You are the body. It's just not all of you.
Have an unrelated question. Been waiting to ask somebody like yourself this. I was in bed last night, texting with a friend, and suggested hypnotherapy for her. She has
Mhm.
a major trauma, fairly recent. She did it. It didn't really work for me. I know she wasn't ready for it. So I suggested it again. Wait for it. She said, yeah, my therapist says that if I do hypnotherapy, the therapist won't work with me anymore.
That's a gift. That therapist is a quack.
I've never heard anything like that in my life.
That therapist is a quack. Like, honest to God, aside from the fact that it's up to the patient to determine what their best course of care is, aside from the fact that this is an existing modality that's been around for an exceedingly long time, including they use hypnotic. If you actually listen closely to sounds, including sporting events, they're set to certain frequencies. It's going to be 4 hertz, 8 hertz to put us into a trance state. They
Sure.
use hypnotic technique on almost all programming. And if a person wants to get help, to deny them access to help is a serious ethical violation. And for this professional, and I'm doing air quotes again, to feel threatened by another modality, never go back there. Whether or not
Yeah.
she does hypnotherapy, never go back there. This person is toxic.
I don't believe this person does it. Just a therapist, not a psychiatrist, a therapist. I figured that what was going to be your answer, but I just had to get it from a professional. I'm just like, all right, I want to share something with you, kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Song came out 1974 by the band Chicago. I've been searching so long.
Yeah.
Now, I always thought that this was a song about searching for love, searching for that person to love. And then I looked at it closer. I'm going to read some of the lyrics. It's not about that, but it pertains to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
As my life goes on, I believe somehow something's changed. Something deep inside me. Oh, a part of me. There's a strange new light in my eyes. Things I've never known, changing my life, changing me. I've been searching so long to find an answer. Now I know my life has meaning. And then this actually goes back to what you said when we first started. Now I see myself as I am, feeling very free. Life is everything. Oh, it's meant to be. When my tears have come to an end, I will understand what I left behind, part of me. Basically, and it goes on, who am I? It's somebody searching for themselves.
Steve, they've been giving us, because it's a perfect reality, it's created perfectly. So there's the Radiohead song, and I love what that just said. Radiohead has everything in its right place. That's one of its songs. And when you listen to it, that's the truth. But the other day I was listening to The Who, and they have a song called The Seeker.
Mm.
I looked under chairs, I looked under tables to try to find the key to 50 million fables. They call me the seeker. I've been searching high and low. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. I asked Bob Dylan, I asked the Beatles, I asked Timothy Leary, but he couldn't help me either. They call me the seeker. I've been searching high and low. Focusing on nowhere, investigating miles. I'm a seeker. I'm a really desperate man because the seeking energy is high desperation. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die, which is also true because it's an ego death, not a real death. I learned how to raise my voice in anger, but look at my face. Ain't this a smile? I'm happy when life's good, but when it's bad, I cry. I got values, but I don't know how or why. I'm looking for me. You're looking for you. We're looking at each other, and we don't know what to do. And Pink Floyd has two strangers passing in the street by chance, two separate glances meet, and I am you, and what I see is me. Like they've all been telling us.
Yeah. Wow. Radiohead also has a great song, Karma Police.
Of course, I love that. And John Lennon, Instant Karma. I've had instant karma happen, and that song just pops in my head.
Oh,
It is brilliant.
I agree.
Instant karma is the funniest thing because like it sucks, but it's also so funny.
Wow. Cool stuff today. I know, like we are the cars swerving down the road to the left and the right, but going in
one
a
last
direction.
thing.
Sure.
So for the manifestation, the more clear our heart is, like if your heart's really cloudy and you're trying to manifest something, what you want to manifest is peace. What you want to manifest is a feeling. What you want to manifest is that clarity. Like your friend, if she wanted to manifest, would want to manifest herself feeling more whole. I also recommend Dawson Church has a few good things. Tapping is a good technique. And the other night, I actually was working on a different technique. Very simple. Just rubbing super lightly by the collarbone or anywhere else. Our bodies are reflective of our consciousness. You may find when you rub lightly in certain areas, you don't feel it, or it may be very sensitive. Persist in that area until the nervous system normalizes and balances, and that will help to stabilize your consciousness.
I've done it, and it's going to sound cheesy, a grown man saying it, but sometimes, it's been a while, but if I wasn't able to fall asleep and I'm thinking, I just go like this. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out. Or if there's let's say a medical procedure, and you're like, it's just right there. And I don't know, it's kind of magical. It's kind of magical.
And we can do it on the whole body because there's areas by the liver, like wherever it is going to be tender or it's going to be numb. And as we integrate that, we become more complete and whole, and the map of our body becomes stable. And that stabilizes our consciousness. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
So much cool stuff here. Somebody wants to connect with you. I know you do acupuncture and more in Scarsdale, but you also have a coaching website. Can you share both?
Yeah, scarsdalehealth.com. That's my acupuncture. level3coaching.org, spelled out. That is my coaching and everything else awakening website. Lots of fun stuff. And if you want to tell me, have any questions, anything like that, obviously I'm happy to answer.
Awesome. Thanks. And looking forward next time we get together.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate it.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.